Hi, thanks for watching HRTV Small Talk. I'm Sabrina. And as you would have probably noticed, I'm flying solo this week. Cieli is unable to join us, but that's not going to stop us from getting on with this week's top stories. Now, I had the pleasure of speaking to a negotiation and conflict management expert, and what he said was that far too often employees and staff only get HR involved when the conflict has gotten out of hand. So his advice is really to start building a culture and an environment where employees feel safe to approach you so that they can seek your advice before the problem gets out of hand. Communicate with your employees more, make sure they know that you're approachable, and start building that culture of trust because it's really important. Which leads nicely into our next story, which is about communicating with your bosses. As HR, you can be considered the bridge between the employees and the management. So it's very important that communication flows nicely throughout the organization. I had a chance to speak to some MDs, some CEOs, and they all agree that communication and trust is essential to building really good employee relations. So, the trick is, I think, to just really get out there and speak to your employees, have casual conversations, take them out for coffee, and then that's where you're really going to get an idea of what's going on and what's affecting them, and hopefully that will be able to help you start building better relations with all your employees. Our next story is about how nearly 90% of all Singaporeans are willing to move for the right job. So no surprises, Gen X and Gen Y are the most eager to move, and in fact 2 in 5 Singaporeans are willing to move to another country. This is great. This shows that job seekers and employees are not just waiting around for jobs or for opportunities, they're actually going out there and trying to find it themselves. So good on you. And what this data shows is that both employees and job seekers and employers as well, they're all realizing the value of having a mobile workforce. So lots of opportunities there. And between you and me, I'm just waiting for my office to open a branch in Hawaii, and I'll be on the next plane out. But moving on, local finance professionals are not satisfied with the bonuses last year. They got a bonus increment of 13%. But they're still not happy. Employee dissatisfaction, of course, can lead to high turnover rates, which in turn results in high costs for the company. So it's important, I think, that employees really invest in their retention strategy. Obviously, money is no longer just enough. Try looking into investing into your company culture, your infrastructure, and furthermore, banks are getting a lot more pickier with who they're hiring. I think this is because the job market is getting stronger. So it would be interesting to see what companies are doing to attract and retain talent, not just in banking and finance, but across the board. Up next, Singtel has been named one of the world's most ethical companies. Congratulations. And other companies that were honored were Amex, Microsoft, and Adidas. So they were judged on aspects such as executive leadership, corporate governance, and innovation. And it's great that big, wonderful organizations are setting the benchmarks, because then smaller companies will start to follow suit. And hopefully what this means is that we'll finally live and work in a wonderful place. I'm going to end this week off with a somewhat serious piece. As we all know, Japan suffered a great tragedy this month, but there are lessons that we can take away from it. So really, HR, I think, has to be part of any company's crisis management plan. And it's important that we are prepared for disasters. We always say that Singapore is safe and all that, but it's better to be safe than sorry. So have a good plan, communicate that plan with your employees so that in the event of a disaster, everyone knows what they have to do. In Japan, most of the HR professionals actually had well-defined roles. So I think when it happened, they actually knew what to do. Their offices were all stocked with emergency rations and supplies. So that's just something that maybe we can think about here in Singapore. So bringing it back to a local perspective, always be prepared, always communicate, and should anything happen, touch on wood, execute that plan effectively and quickly. So that's about all the time that I should be allowed to talk to myself. Thanks for watching HRTV. I'll catch you next week. Bye.